It is the Riot Podcast, where Nikki and I are now sampling the finest in baked goods from New York City.
You'll hear that in the podcast, but a really kind listener, didn't even put their name, sent some bakery items for my birthday yesterday, but I got them today.
Way to be.
Way to go, guys.
Appreciate ya.
It was a nice, pleasant surprise.
So let's see. We got that happening. The Super Flush, the Ketchup incident. We talk movies for the weekend. Naked bowling. British.
Not here.
Naked bowling.
We're free from that.
No. You know, we've accepted the bondage of clothing so that we might be free from nudity.
Actually, depends on which part of the country you live in. I think that's not the only place that has that bowling option.
Yeah. We also talk campaigning, taking advice from strangers, Sayonara Wild Hearts, Animal Crossing, Moldy Whoppers.
All the good stuff.
And such.
Yeah. So hopefully everybody has a fantastic day. The details have been unveiled. If you're normally a podcast listener, but you would like to watch us do more, you can join us for our Riot anniversary show.
Yes.
We're celebrating another year of us hosting the morning show, which does this podcast. So that'll be on Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. If you join us at RadioU Riot on our Facebook page, that's where you can watch us do the anniversary show next week.
All right. Anything else?
Enjoy the day.
All right.
Let's see what else comes in. Let's go get the mail.
Yeah,
might be more stuff.
Hey, we actually had somebody send us something that they didn't put enough postage on, and we had to pay to get it.
Yeah, that's true. $2.90 a postage. They were really off.
And it was not food.
And it wasn't anything we were keeping.
That's too bad. Well,
Have a great day.
Bye.
Obadiah and Nikki tried their hardest, and that's what really matters. This is the worst of the Riot Podcast.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Want to remind you, we now live in a post-Nikki birthday world.
But isn't it nice the day after your birthday, there's still stuff here. There's still celebrations, I guess.
There was a box waiting for us. What is that?
So it says it's from a listener who did not put their name, but it's from a bakery in New York, and it's Babka. Babka. It looks like a coffee cake or like a bread or something.
Okay.
And there's 3 of them.
All right. So this says, I've just heard about Babka from Seinfeld.
Oh, really?
It says Babka is a sweet braided bread or cake of Central European Ashkenazi Jewish origin, popular in Poland, the United States, and Israel.
Well, we have 3 loaves of it, so we shall. Oh, with your coffee and stuff, doesn't that sound good?
It sounds so good.
Little coffee cake this morning. I might pop it in the microwave, warm it up just a tad.
Don't mind if I
so
do.
Whoever sent that, thank you so much. That's so sweet of you.
Chocolate Babka?
I think there's a chocolate one, or at least like a cinnamon one.
Okay. Well, that's what I'm looking at here. It says chocolate Babka. So, and yes, actually, one of my all-time favorite Seinfeld episodes, it's called The Dinner Party, and it involves Elaine and Jerry being stuck at a bakery trying to get a chocolate Babka.
Oh, is that the one? Well, now we have 3 of them.
I don't know what it is exactly that I love so much about that one. But
it really hit home. I was surprised when I said it, and you're like, oh, yeah, of course. I know what this is. Like, all right.
Well, it's sad if you are a Jewish person. Most of the insights I have into your culture have directly come from Seinfeld and other stand-up comedians that are Jewish that talk about what it is to be Jewish. That's how I know anything about the culture.
Well, it looks amazing. Again, whoever sent you that or sent us that, thank you so much for being so nice.
Well, Nikki, I would hate for us to not,
well, it'd be rude.
Properly enjoy it.
It'd be rude if we didn't try it. So we're good.
Really would.
I'm good for a couple of songs. We'll see you guys in a little bit. However long it takes to warm it up, we'll be back.
Uncomfortable silences during that morning carpool? Not a problem. These 2 never shut up. It's the Riot on Radio U.
I love Ketchup. Ketchup and I don't have the relationship that we once had. There's a time when Ketchup, I practically carried a bottle with me.
People that carry around sauces and stuff.
Yeah.
For you, it would be a very large container of ketchup.
Heinz tomato ketchup. It's just one of those things. You go to Costco, I don't buy squeeze bottles. It was more like 5-gallon drums.
It was the one that you could put the pump to.
Yeah.
That sort of thing that was more like a restaurant quality or restaurant style one.
And everybody would act like, ew, you're gross. And then they'd be like, look, can I get some of that, bro?
Can I have some of your ketchup?
Can I get some of your ketchup? And be like, yeah, sure you want some.
And I'm sorry, which was the one you liked?
My preference is absolutely for Heinz ketchup.
Okay.
Like, that's where it's at. I mean, sometimes people will bring a Hunt's or, heaven forbid, a catsup. Oh. Can we just
No.
Stop doing that now?
No. And we used to get like the organic ones that people would buy here. And it always tasted slightly different. It was always
sad one.
Just a little bit off.
Well, I will tell you that police in Chambersburg, whatever state this is, they're looking for someone who has committed a crime, I think, against ketchup. Because the amount of ketchup they have wasted is criminal. Nikki, they broke into somebody's apartment. This happened just a couple of days ago, sometime between the hours of 5 and 6:45 p.m.
Well, those are ketchup hours.
Oh, that's some strong ketchup hours.
Dinner time.
So they went into the house, the apartment, and they squirted ketchup on the walls, the floor, and the furniture.
To make it look like blood or something? Like someone died?
We don't know. But we do know this. That they squirted ketchup on the majority of the apartment.
Uh-oh.
That's a lot of ketchup.
That's wasteful, and I don't know if that cleans up very well.
Even if you're just like, and just getting like the whole wall in one press, that's still a lot of ketchup.
Yeah.
That's wasting ketchup.
So what are they going to do now?
Well, they're trying to figure out
who was the person
who did it. So if you, let's say, work at a grocery store and someone came in and bought an enormous amount of ketchup, and it just stuck out in your memory like, that's funny. This person's buying a lot of ketchup.
What are they going to do with that?
The police would like to talk to you.
I bet it's someone. It feels like it's someone they know and is someone that's angry at them, because you don't usually break into someone's place and do that.
Ketchup?
Unless it's for a reason.
It feels like it has to have a connection somewhere where you were like, yeah, well, you can take your ketchup. Like maybe
I'll show you, and then, this is the result of that.
Maybe the guy that works there is like the manager of a fast food restaurant that charges for extra ketchup packets.
Maybe it has nothing to do with ketchup, though. Maybe that's just the thing you would squeeze and put around the entire apartment.
Could be. You've got red on you.
Yes. I would have done that and then said that when I left, even if it was just to myself.
Just for you.
Just to myself as I left the crime scene.
Just for you. To be clear, they haven't caught this person.
They're still looking.
And the people that live there weren't home, which, that kind of makes sense. But can you imagine coming home?
Do you clean that up? Do you move?
I don't know.
You have to call the management company?
Do you eat your couch?
The worst podcast with the best listeners. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Nikki, it's Thursday. We're coming up on the weekend. I'm going to be out on Monday. And I am starting to look into like, hey, what movie am I going to watch this weekend? What should I be seeing? Have you seen Knives Out yet?
No, I've not, but it is it this week or next week? Like digitally it's out pretty soon, but then I also saw it's still out in some theaters. So
is it really?
It's kind of like that weird one that has stayed, and it did better than everybody anticipated.
Right.
I think that came out around Thanksgiving, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's been out for a while.
So it should be out.
It's February.
Today's February. Yeah, it's February.
Okay. So let's see. If I wanted to, I don't even see what it costs. Can't even find it.
I just saw it yesterday. Like, it's practically out.
But it's like practically out and out. Not the same thing.
No, but it might be out tomorrow. I mean, it's worth looking into.
Let's see. Knives Out. February 25th.
Okay.
So that's next Tuesday.
Week? Next Tuesday?
Yeah. I mean, that's if you want a physical copy, which I typically do because I'm an idiot. Which is to say,
you like collecting things.
I like to put my money in things that are worthwhile and will last.
Now, for Knives Out, though, I have not yet met one person that wasn't like left or right. I not met anybody who was just like, yeah, it's a pretty good movie. Instead, it's you're going to love this. It's the best movie ever. Or completely on the other side, don't ever see it. It's the worst thing ever created. No one in between.
No one in between. Okay. Well, that gives me some things to think about, too.
It might not be the choice for, at least it doesn't seem like this weekend.
Yeah. The other movie, I'm halfway through a movie this week, which I had to watch it in 2 parts, and I've been watching 1969, The Dirty Dozen, which Don't understand how I've ended up with a second 1960s produced World War II film.
Oh, I don't know what you're watching.
I don't know, but I found it.
But you won't go see 1917. You need to see a number movie.
You're right, Nikki. I do. I had that conversation with somebody yesterday. Like, how have you not seen that?
I don't know. It'd be something you would want to see in a theater.
I know. It's like, have you ever seen The Great Escape? You mean that movie from 50 years ago? No, I haven't seen it.
So wait, do you still have AMC stubs?
Yeah.
So, okay.
Don't say it like that.
Well, I'm just pointing out we could see a theater movie if we wanted to.
Yeah, I mean, we could, but like...
Has it been a while since you've gone to the movie theater?
No.
No? Okay.
I was just there.
You were?
Yeah.
All right.
As compared to the age of the Earth, it was very...
It was but a moment in time.
Yeah. No big deal.
All right, well, let us know what you come up with.
I'm gonna cancel that.
You're going to cancel your AMC stubs? Yeah. Not surprised.
It's not working out for me, Nikki.
Patrick said Knives Out can be streamed on Amazon Prime right now?
Yeah, but not like for free.
Well, I mean, Patrick said it is.
No, he didn't say it was for free.
He said Prime.
I know what he thinks he said, and I know how you took it.
Because isn't that fun when you're like, oh, it's already out? What if it is? You need to at least go check.
All right, I'm looking right now. Nikki, I could buy it on Prime Video right now for $19.99.
Then, Patrick, why did you lie to us? But I get what you're saying, yes.
He didn't mean it like that, Nikki.
He said Prime.
He didn't mean it like that.
It has the banner on it.
He didn't mean it.
Then why are you texting us these lies?
He doesn't understand like you and I do.
I know, I get what you're saying.
Don't take it out on Patrick.
It's streaming, but you have to buy it to stream it.
It's on, technically, Nikki, it's on Prime. It's not on Instant.
Mm-hmm.
It's Prime Instant. Whatever.
Giving every novelty food the publicity it so blatantly desires. It's The Riot on Radio U.
Can we get focused on something super?
What's super?
Well, I'll tell
but
you
said
what.
It's not Superman.
It's not Superman. And it's not Supergirl. And it's not Superwoman. It's Super Flush. That's right. The Texas Rangers invited 300 students to Globe Life Field to participate in the Super Flush event.
What is it? I mean, I guess I can probably assume it's when everybody flushes at the same time in a stadium.
At the same time.
Why are they doing it?
300 toilets. One massive flush. They wanted to make sure that it could take it.
That it can withstand that. They do that often at the completion of the Olympic stadiums.
Mm-hmm. Well, I can tell you that Globe Life Field is 94% complete. They're not done with it just yet. The first exhibition game at the venue will be the St. Louis Cardinals March 23rd against the Rangers.
So they want to make sure everything's good?
Yes, and part of the construction process is the Super Flush. And so they got a chance to go and flush.
Make sure everything works well. I mean, It's not like the chances are slim that during an actual game
that everyone would flush at once.
They probably wouldn't flush at the same time, but it's just something that they do at a completion of a stadium.
Well, Nikki, it tests maximum capacity because if they can survive the Super Flush,
then they
can survive anything.
It's the test that has to be done.
Would you? Okay. It's a Tuesday afternoon.
Yeah.
You get a phone call tomorrow. 10:30 a.m.
Be there.
Be there for the Super Flush. Are you in?
Yeah, it'd be fun. I mean, you're not going. You're just flushing.
Right.
So I think everybody's fine.
Oh, that's the tough one. The Super Flush is at 10:30, and at 10:28, suddenly you're like, I have to go.
I have to go.
Can I?
Would that be a problem? Is that going to be weird?
Is anybody going to be okay?
Because they have to time it at the right time. So
it turns out there was 299 toilets that were flushed.
Someone was just slightly off.
Someone just had to do that.
Well, they had a big breakfast or they had a lot of water and it's fine.
They were just so excited they couldn't hold it.
I know. And you're there and it's just the toilets are everywhere.
I had to go.
So it is, like we said, commonly done when they do a completion of a stadium. They always test all the toilets at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Man, how many stadiums are we building that we're just like, all the time finishing stadiums, flushing stuff?
I don't know. Normally, I only hear about it for Olympic stuff because there were some years where it didn't all work out. the flush did not go as well.
Man, in Russia, they were like...
That's not maybe what we're saying. Maybe that's the location that we're talking about.
When they built those Russian stadiums, they were like, all right, guys, we're getting together for the flush. We're like,
not everybody.
Should we bring in the local school, whatever? They're like, no. We'll only need one guy.
Just one.
We just there's only one toilet, but that should be fine.
Yeah, they were saying how I don't think those were as successful. And,
not quite the same.
Now you look at those stadiums and they're nothing. So they're not still around.
Yeah. But I'll tell you what, guys. No, I won't say it. I won't say it. I just bit my tongue. It's cool.
The Riot has now been downloaded. I hope you installed some antivirus. This is the worst of the Riot podcast.
Have you already begun to make your plans for the new Supreme Oreos? You're like,
you're not
Supreme.
Gonna get them.
Is that like onions and tomatoes and like chives or something?
The clothing company Supreme, which is very well known, and you might think you own Supreme, but chances are you probably
don't.
You probably don't actually have authentic Supreme stuff, and this will be just as hard to find.
Dude, okay.
It's where T-shirts are like $500, $600, $700.
That reminds me of my mom bought me this shirt one time, and I wore it somewhere, and I had a friend of mine that worked in the mall, and she was like, hey, where did you get that shirt? And I was like, I don't know, my mom bought it. She was like, well, I've been getting reports of a lot of stores around the city have been selling a knockoff brand that looks exactly like it. And she worked at a clothing store in the mall, and I leaned in and I was like, I don't care.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh, you were like that even then. I love it.
Yeah, do you
want me to? Am I supposed to give this to you? Because I'm not.
I've got an idea. Why don't I take this shirt off? We'll go in there and let's take it apart a stitch at a time and compare it to a shirt that may be just like it, and we'll be able to figure out.
No, you tell her that. Well, I'm obviously going to give this one to you and then buy a new one.
Yeah, I should come in because you get commission, right?
Yeah,
I'll be right in there. Oh my gosh.
Well, Supreme does a lot of collabs, and they're saying that for this spring and summer, a collab with Supreme and Oreo double stuffed cookies is a thing, and the Oreos are red,
cookies,
and they have the Supreme logo on the top.
Yeah. So
they've not confirmed the flavor though, so no one knows what the actual flavor might be.
Would you even would you eat it?
Well, no, you would sell it.
Aren't you supposed to get, or don't you tape it to your shirt or something? Just look at my collab. To show it off? It's there for Instagram, right?
I hope someone does that. So apparently a pack is on eBay for over $500. But
holy crap.
No one's sure, is that real? No one just knows.
The rumor is that a pack of 3 would cost $8. At retail.
If you could find them, that'd be the problem.
Exactly. Which is why, of course, we would take them and put them on eBay.
So there's also Supreme branded Ziploc baggies, if you can find that, Hanes stuff, and Mac tools.
Okay. That I don't know. I'm just not.
You know what?
Here's the thing, Nikki. I'm not the audience, and you're like, I should be because I'm an Oreo guy. In case you haven't checked, the last 500 of our Riot food fights. Well, I'm an Oreo guy, so I should be excited about this exclusive brand team up.
It'd be neat if you could find one, but I'd only be excited if I found one because then I could resell it.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't try it.
Yeah.
I'd just take a picture and then I'd send it on its way.
But see, Nikki, then again, wouldn't that be the ultimate show of our wealth and power?
Just resell it?
No, instead of selling it, we just sit in here and eat it.
That's also true.
Dude, if that happened, we would do that because then they would, our video would be passed around the internet. Look at these idiots eating the Supreme Oreos.
No, I bet you on YouTube, if you had a few creators who were actually trying it, that'd probably get them enough money. Enough views.
That's what I'm saying.
For us, we'd have to spit it back up again, put it together, re-put the package together, reseal it, and then sell it.
She ain't lying.
We could only lick it. Or you carefully take the cookie apart and then scrape off underneath a little taste of the cookie and a little bit of the cream.
It's an Oreo unboxing.
Yes, and then they won't even notice that you've taken a bite.
Then a hairdryer and a little glue, and you put the...
Yeah, then you seal the bag back up, and they won't know.
Oh my gosh, you take out all of those, you just replace them with regular double stuffed Oreos.
Spray paint them red.
No big deal.
Little food coloring.
Man, you can even call it art.
The whining, the loathing, the insightful commentary on postmodern historical doctrine. Okay, maybe not the last one. You're listening to The Riot on Radio U.
Our friends, the British. You know what we said to them? We don't want to be a part of your stupid monarchy.
Did we say it that way?
No, I think we said something along the lines of all men created equal. I have a dream.
But I bet if we were back then and it was like nowadays talk, it'd be the stupid thing.
I mean, that was their colloquialisms for...
That's ours.
We, the people of the United States of America, in order to form a more perfect union, think you suck.
See, it's just a difference in times.
Yeah. So I just want to let you guys know that our good friends, our cousins across the pond, the British, have just announced that on Thursday, March 26th, at Hollywood Bowl on Station Road in Ashford. You guys know Hollywood Bowl, right? That's where you go and you do the bowling.
I get. Not like the amphitheater, like the Hollywood Bowl, but this is a bowling alley.
It's a bowling alley.
And where is this?
It's in Ashford at Hollywood Bowl on Station Road.
All right.
Yeah.
What are we doing there?
Well, they've just announced Thursday nights are going to become British Naturism nights.
What does that mean?
What do you think? When I say British Naturism...
Is that nudist night? No clothes? Hey, got it right.
The teeth aren't the only things that are crooked.
No one wants to go that night. No one wants to go.
Nobody.
No one. And you're like, yes, you do. No, you don't. That's not how that stuff goes.
Listen.
That's the everyday people.
Yeah. And I'll just tell you, like, straight up, I mean, there are things that you do in your life that are better naked. Showering. Mm-hmm. I think you could even argue that swimming naked's probably better. I'm not engaging in it, but I mean, I get it. Okay. All right. You don't want to be encumbered by the clothing that's dragging you down.
But bowling, community bowling,
naked bowling, it's not good for you or the other people that are there.
That's important.
There is nobody who is going to in any way receive a benefit of any kind from naked bowling, except the bowling alley, in the hopes that there's enough crazy Brits that want to show up and bowl naked.
Jason's text message is perfect. He says, are you still required to rent shoes then for naked bowling nights?
Oh, you have to. They got to make their money somehow.
I guess my question for that town is, do they have a lot of nudist stuff that goes on in the town, or?
You know what is a better question? How much nudist stuff goes on in our town?
No one wants to know.
If we pulled back the blanket,
no,
metaphorically,
ours is a jacket town. It could be like 90 and people are still like, let's put a jacket on. Let's add more clothing.
Those are the people you know.
You're like, let's wear a hoodie again. Why don't we?
What if you found out? You're like, we got this great house at a great price and I love it and it's been a ton of fun and all this stuff. But then you find out, oh my gosh, what I didn't realize is that we just moved into a nudist community.
No, I think there's zoning stuff. They would have to. There is. I think there's totally zoning stuff.
You guys remember what I told you?
I live too far in. We're not out far enough.
You remember what I told you about Nikki and real estate?
What?
Did you guys hear what she did? She immediately went to zoning. Now,
yeah, that's a rule.
I went down to the commission.
Mm-hmm. They'd have to
talk.
disclose it because of the clothes.
You got to disclose your unclothing?
They'd have to say something.
Yeah. Well, just a heads up. You've still got time to book your tickets and get ready for Naked Night at the Hollywood Bowl,
which is in the UK.
It's in the UK.
It's a bowling alley there.
So won't that be nice?
I just still feel like it'd be the one night you're like, all right, well, let's go bowling.
Sure, let's go. Forever.
You go down out there, you're like, oh my gosh, where's everybody's clothes at?
Well, we're not going bowling again.
You're going to go someplace else.
This is the worst of the riot on Radio U.
What are you guys doing right now? What's your job? Do you have a job? What's your take home right now?
Are we going to work right now, or you're just hanging out?
I'm looking at a potential job right now that sounds like maybe a work from home opportunity.
That'd be great. That's everybody's goal, I think.
Yeah. And just as someone who has been able at times to do part-time at home, it's not that great.
It's still working. You're still doing that.
I got to a point where like I had this corner that was like my work corner, and I started hating it like I hated everything else. Like, I hate this part of the house. It's the worst.
Because you still have to do this stuff.
I can't believe that I have to come over here in my jammies and work.
But, we're always looking for what would be what we feel like the easiest job.
Whatever I tell you have to do. And if it was like make money laying on the beach, you'd be like, I hate the beach.
It would just be ruined.
Every dang day I got to come out here and lay on it. Oh, my gosh.
So what's the job opportunity?
Have you heard of Mike Bloomberg?
Yeah.
Nikki, apparently is a candidate for the presidency.
Yeah. We heard a bit about the stuff last night.
Well, it is what it is. But apparently the Bloomberg campaign is going to be spending, and this is a quote, millions of dollars on digital promotion. They want to hire people basically to bug family and friends to vote for Bloomberg. So the idea is that you will use your identity, like your contacts in your phone, your social media contacts, all that stuff.
And it comes from you.
You will campaign personally for Bloomberg.
That'll go over well. And it doesn't matter who the candidate is. I don't think your friends and family would appreciate that after a while.
Also, I can tell you right now that pretty much anybody that's campaigning actively for anything, I've unfollowed you.
Long ago.
Yeah.
It'd be like the person that is selling, like the makeup or the hair stuff or the cooking stuff, and they just go after your friends list, all that stuff.
Worst.
So it'd be the same, but with politics. And I don't know if that'll go well.
They call it multi-level marketing. Like, hey, listen, I don't know if you know, but I could get you a bag and put your name on it. What if you had a bag that had your name? But what if you had two bags?
I don't think we have a lot of friends, like a lot of true friends. So you're then going after your same friends and family.
Listen, I've already discovered on social media, if I don't post something that's about music or Jesus, nobody cares. I'll be like posting about games or my personal life, fun things, and people are like, we don't care. Then I post about Disciple, and they're like, retweet, retweet, retweet.
You gotta have something you're passionate about.
You gotta have something. You gotta know your audience. Mm-hmm. How passionate is your audience, personal audience, about Mike Bloomberg?
That is gonna potentially hurt your personal life.
Oh, you're gonna sacrifice. You're selling your personal.
At least you're out of the holiday season, so you got a while until Thanksgiving, and maybe they'll forgive you by then. But I don't know if that's worth it.
So they say workers, you might be put on a phone bank, which means you could end up cold calling and stuff. But so you can't do the entire thing from home. But they're saying about $2,500 a month. It's not so bad.
Well, you're just trading. You're trading your friends in.
Yeah. Please
sell me out.
Sell me to Mike Bloomberg.
Why don't you?
Why not?
I would just take a moment and realize if that's worth it.
What the heck? You've sold my information to every app you've installed on your phone. What's one more candidacy? And then if that candidacy doesn't work out, the people that run that organization are going to sell my contact information to any and every robocaller they can find.
How do you think they pay for it all?
Where do you go when you need someone to listen to your problems and give you a big hug? Not here. Obviously, this is The Riot on Radio U.
Listen, guys, the vast majority of my life is me looking it up on YouTube to find out how to do it.
Yeah.
That's my life now. Like, I just spend, when I'm not on The Riot, I'm on YouTube, and you're like, man, I love YouTube, watching people stream, and I'm like, no.
He's problem solving.
No, I'm using YouTube for people. I don't know, why do they even make these videos to help? What inside humanity is like, I'm going to make a YouTube video to help other people with this problem? I want to hug you. I want to thank you.
You just have to be aware if it's something you can actually do. Just because someone else figured it out and made the video doesn't mean you will.
We've said this before. Watch the whole video, right? Watch the entire thing. And that's it. So I basically am spending my life taking advice from strangers on how to do everything, to figuring out why the Windows driver is not loading for the sound card. Turns out that it was McAfee was causing a problem with Windows Update.
You found that from a video?
That only took a few hours to figure out.
Hey, to the time you fixed your fridge. Remember the ice maker? A
couple weeks ago. Watched that. The internet helped me, et cetera, et cetera. See, I don't think we have, I don't have a problem looking at something and going, I have no idea what to do, right? And I feel like that's kind of at the heart of what we can do with a relationship with God. I mean, we can invite God into our life, and then, we go to him with the big things. We're like, no, whatever's big to you. But the little things, we're like, I got this, bro. I'm going to manage this on my own. But it goes back to that Rusty Ship song that we were just playing. That is my prayer a lot of the time. A lot of times I'll just start my day and just be like, Jesus, teach me how to live. And here's why. I think there's a best way to get through life. A way that is better than what I would just do on my own. My instincts are pretty good. I don't think I'm a bad guy. I think I could probably navigate life okay. I'd be all right. But I think there's something better. I think that Jesus knows more about life and how to navigate it than I do, which is why I talk to God about it. I'm just like, God, how do I do this? How do I do that? What's the best way for this? A lot of times something comes up, I'll get afraid of it, I'll get nervous about it, and I've begun to realize I can actually say, God, how do I celebrate Nikki's birthday? Or whatever it is.
How do I do this?
How do I do this? And do you know that God cares about you enough that he wants to get on your level, one-on-one, and he wants to show you how to navigate day-to-day life? You want him in? Wouldn't it be nice to have somebody that you could go to with the things that are going on in your life? That's God. He loves you, and he wants to meet you right where you are today. It's Thursday morning, and you've got to do blank. You can take God with you. Look, you take YouTube with you. You listen to some stranger tell you how to fix your fridge. Okay, that's me, maybe not you, but you get it, right? You get it. Why not take a minute and invite Jesus in to show you? Say, you know what, Jesus, I need that. I'm Rusty Ship. Show me how to live. I want you to come into my life. I want you to fill me with your spirit. And I want to start learning stuff from you. I'll tell you what, man, you start asking God for help, him showing you what to do and how to do things, and it will be one of the best decisions, if not the best decision you've ever made, because it is going to, in a really great way, affect all the things that follow.
Proper planning prevents poor performance. Clearly, the Riot didn't properly plan. This is the worst of the Riot on Radio U.
My name is Obadiah, and I'm very late to the party. Because not only does everybody know about it, but it's everywhere. And it's killing me. I'm talking about Sayonara Wild Hearts. It came out last year. I thought the Sayonara Wild Hearts was an iPhone Apple Arcade exclusive.
And it's not.
Not even close. Not even close.
Well, on iPhones, you have to have it with Arcade.
Yeah, you have to. You can't buy it on the iPhone.
It's not just exclusive to that.
It's not. So it's available on Apple Arcade, the Nintendo Switch, the PlayStation 4, and then also on the PC.
It's everywhere else.
And in a couple of weeks, the Xbox One.
Is it on Android?
Okay, not Android. It's the only thing that doesn't get it. That sucks. Man, that sucks.
You like the game, though, a lot.
I think it is one of the most enchanting things I've played in a long time. There's something about it. This is some of the music from it. Of course, this is Claire de Lune, but, it's
hypnotizing, isn't it?
When I fired it up, I was immediately just like, whoa.
What is this?
You have to play with your headphones on.
To get the best sound?
Oh, yeah, you have to. And I've thought about streaming it, but now I find out that it's been everywhere forever. So nobody cares.
Well, no, if it's new for you, I think that's fine.
Totally new for me.
And sometimes it's nice to watch someone if they stream something that you're actually familiar with.
My only concern is, I'm just wondering, the music is... It's not licensed music. So it's not like, hey, I heard that new The Devil Wears Prada song in there. So it's not that, but I just feel like because it's a musical rhythm game, I'm going to, it'll end up getting killed.
Probably.
While I'm streaming it. So I'm like, maybe not.
A lot of times if you stream even on Facebook, depending on what music's in this, like in the background, it can just take you off if you're streaming.
Or what it'll do is it just mutes the audio. So like the
and
video
no one's having any fun.
Who cares? So like you don't, when you're in the middle of it, you don't even know it.
And then people are like, why are we not hearing this?
How come there's no sound? You're like, what are you talking about?
Facebook.
We're having fun. So yeah, it's available everywhere. So the idea is it is a, they call it a, what did they say? It's an arcade.
Is it a looter shooter?
No, it's not.
It's not.
Let me give you their description because I actually feel like it's really spot on. It's a dreamy arcade game about riding motorcycles, skateboarding, dance battling, shooting lasers, wielding swords, and breaking hearts. And that is pretty much exactly what you do in the game. You do all kinds of stuff. It reminds me of a runner kind of game that you would get on your phone. It's not, I find the controls to be sometimes a little like, that's not what I wanted it to do.
Well, it just
but you
doesn't.
know what?
Maybe it's better. Maybe it's better on another platform.
Well, and you can't fail. I mean, you can die, but it just restarts you immediately. So by not failing, I mean, if you just keep at it, you're going to keep going. And the music is so good and the graphics are just so, I'm in another place right now that I don't even care that I'm dying. I'm just
That's
like, yeah, it's
Sayonara Wild Hearts.
Oh, it's so good.
Obi's finally playing it.
It's so good. I have had so much fun with it.
So it's on Xbox next week?
Next week or 2 weeks from now. They just announced that it's coming next week. Yep. So it's...
I don't know if you'd like it as much on Xbox. It depends.
There's something about it being on your phone.
Some games are fun. Like if it's a phone game, I might like it on the Switch more just because it's still a handheld thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's going to be available for everything.
But here's what I started thinking about. Nikki, in my basement, I got that new TV.
You do?
7.1.
Got your lights up and all that stuff.
You just crank up the volume.
Could be good.
And get lost in it. Might be pretty great, Nikki.
How much will it be? Will it be a price of a full game or?
I don't know what it costs everywhere else. As we said, you can't buy it on the iPhone. You can only sign up for Apple Arcade and play it that way. But you can also do, on the PC, it's $12.99. I don't know how much it is everywhere else, but I actually was looking at it going, you know what? I like this so much. I could actually just buy this for my PC so I could play it on TV. I might do that. Danger Scene, Poison. Nothing like the Riot to bring you up to date on something that's 6 months old.
Oh, yes! It was new to you. It was new to us.
Dude, new to me, and I love it.
The Riot, not everyone's fan.
I wonder whose idea this was.
Radio U.
Next Wednesday night.
Okay, so we can't be in the studio because what's their faces are on the radio.
Jared and Alexa, yes.
But what if you and I went down to Staples and rented ourselves a podcast studio?
You can do that now?
We could do it live in there. What do you think?
Is that something they're offering?
Join the Riot live from Staples.
Well, we have our own podcast studio. It is our studio. We don't really need one.
What about Studio B?
The other one?
At Staples.
At Staples?
Did you see this? The Staples right now, it's just in Boston. It's a trial run. But they are building at 6 different Staples in Boston, Massachusetts, in the United States of America. Thank you very much, where free speech was born.
I don't think that has anything to do with this.
Doesn't it? Are you sure?
Maybe.
Nikki, Staples, the heart of democracy.
So you can go and use the podcast studio if you want to make a podcast?
You can rent a podcast studio.
Podcasts used to be hard to do. Now it seems like...
Anyone
can do one. And we have our own, so we're the ones saying that.
I know, and I've thought before, wouldn't it be fun to do a podcast about blank? So, Nikki and I have the show, but what if we did, just a movies podcast or just a whatever? And it's and we could have 3 listeners.
I'm sure at this point, almost every topic has been covered by someone doing a podcast about it.
You can't. It's full.
Well, we'll stick with our Riot one. That one's still unique.
This is still a thing.
It's still there. But if you want to do your own and you don't have your own equipment, then you can go to a Staples and use their podcast studios.
$60 an hour.
It's not bad.
It's actually It's actually not bad.
If you do a daily or a weekly podcast, though, you need to do the math and you need to figure out that maybe you should invest in equipment.
Well, if you want to do it right, they're using Rhodes microphones, but let's say that you wanted to get the SM7B.
Those are ours.
They're $400 a piece.
It's an investment, but man, they're good.
So $400 times 4, that's $1,600. Plus, I can't even fathom doing it without my Sony studio grade headphones. And I don't care what you say. That's what I need. All right? I need it. It is not an option. It is not something that maybe I need a working pair of the 590Bs or whatever the heck they are.
He would not do the show
750s. What are they?
If he wasn't wearing these headphones.
7506s. So without those,
don't even ask us to.
Don't even bother having me in.
Well, all right. So as people who want to create a podcast are writing those notes down.
Yeah.
For everybody else, this
and then
is
you need
the
a killer
Boston
topic
staples.
And some sound dampening materials.
It'd actually be nice to try if you were just doing one episode to try it out.
I think it'd be very interesting to see what it's like.
Before you committed and bought everything.
Yeah. So they have those 6 of them in different Staples scattered around Boston. In other news, there are 6 Staples stores in Boston.
Still in Boston.
What the
heck? Is there
heck?
still Staples?
What?
That's
the
fine.
Heck?
We're not really into office supply stuff, so I just haven't been there in a while. Do we have one here?
I don't know. The only office supply I'm buying is pens.
It's not even from there.
Yeah, and sometimes I just go in the back and steal our RadioU ones.
That's what they're here for.
I mean, you guys do that at the table all the time. Why can't I get some?
Just a reminder, the Worst of Riot RadioU podcast is available for you to listen to every day of the week.
And free.
And it's free.
Yeah,
well,
it
every
is.
weekday of the week.
And remember that you can join us next Wednesday night at Staples. You can find us at facebook.com/RadioU Riot.
We're not doing that. We're not going to Boston, and we're not doing that.
You and I should go to Staples sometime.
Because
what do they even sell at Staples? Aside from Staples.
Supplies.
Good ones?
You're listening to the Worst of the Riot. Radio U.
Who's excited about spores, molds, and fungus? I see that hand, Egon. I see that hand.
Someone is out there. You like to see that stuff.
Well, let me tell you something. Burger King is betting that you're going to be a big mold fan.
Actually, this is a kind of an interesting approach for advertising. And it does make you think that, maybe this would this cause you to go with Burger King as your choice?
Listen. I'm going to tell you about their advertising campaign, but I'm going to tell you something else. Anything they tell you about getting a Whopper is a lie, because we all know that when you go to Burger King, the chances of actually getting your food through the drive-thru
are slim.
1 in 10.
They're very slim.
If you're lucky, they might feed you. It's more likely they're going to ignore you and hope you go away. That's the Burger King I know. So Burger King is, they say, remolding the image of their signature Whopper. They say that they're showing all these photos of their new preservative-free Whopper.
Which you might have already had one. If you go to Burger King, your location might already be sending out the preservative-free ones.
Yeah.
You might not be getting it, but you might.
Listen, as I said, the Burger King I visit, they're not serving enough meat to now be at the preservative-free meat. Like they haven't made it there yet.
Oh, it just doesn't work. But they unveiled yesterday pictures of the preservative-free Whopper. So if you look at, what was that old documentary years ago from the one guy about McDonald's?
Super Size Me?
One of those. Like there's quite a few food documentaries where they take, McDonald's or some other place and then they store it for like a year, they come back and it hardly changes.
Right.
Well, that's because of the preservatives in it. Mm-hmm. That's why like your French fry in the car from whenever
always looks the same.
Always looks the same. It doesn't mold. Well, they say that now people really want something that does not have the same levels of preservatives. So for this Whopper, it will actually mold over that 30-day mark.
Man, to think that mold is now some kind of it's a feature.
It's what you're looking for eventually.
Listen, I want you to promise me that this burger is going to get moldy. Can you promise me that?
So they were showing that over a 30-day span, this burger would mold. It doesn't have the preservatives in it. So therefore, when you're eating it when it's first made, it's supposed to be better for you.
Well, that's great.
So that's the new campaign for it.
Fantastic. Mm-hmm. So good job, everybody. Please keep it up. serve that moldy meat.
It's what you're really wanting.
Yeah, Burger King. I still have a little Burger King money left on my gift card out there.
Oh, you do?
I do.
Aww.
Because the last time I went, they couldn't get the gift card to work. And so they were like, here, just take the food.
Just take the food. Probably won't work again.
You know what? I love it here. Thanks, Burger King.
The Riot. Just because it's bad doesn't mean it's not good. Wait, isn't that exactly what it means? It's The Riot on Radio U.
Man, Nikki, maybe we should just shut down and get ready.
What do we want to do?
Well, I see that Nintendo is hosting an Animal Crossing Direct. That's coming up this morning.
Animal Crossing, it gets released. Is it later in March or is it just in a few weeks?
I believe it to be March 20th.
March 20th.
Is when it releases.
And if you're like, Animal what? Then you're not in. Everybody else.
Don't worry about it.
Animal Crossing fans are fiends when it comes to this stuff, and they love it.
I've seen Animal Crossing take high-achieving, well-meaning, motivated, intelligent people and reduce them to addicts.
It's like a lot of games where you get lost in it, and it's popular.
Part of what makes it work is Animal Crossing's clock runs in real time. And so the idea is that if you get up, let's say you get up at 6 a.m., the stores in Animal Crossing aren't open yet because they don't open till 9.
Mm.
So
real time.
You can't get up early to get ahead in Animal Crossing because everybody's still asleep. Like when you're getting up. And if you stay up too late, the stores are closed.
They're closed in the game.
So you have to do things in your real life on that timetable. And it's dangerous. I've seen the effects. I know what it can do to people.
And the one that's in a few weeks, that's a new Animal Crossing.
Yes, it is.
So that's why people are even more excited.
It's Animal Crossing New Horizons, which they say is kind of vacation themed. So nothing says I'm on a vacation like having to get Tom Nook his bells.
That's just how you do it.
You got to pay that man, or raccoon as it were. So there it is. It's happening. I don't want to know. You know what? Like, more and more, I'm getting to this place where I want to get a very tiny peek at a video game, and then I'm like, I'm just playing it myself.
So what is Nintendo showing today or tomorrow?
I don't know exactly what it's going to be, but it's their Direct. And so what they do is it's basically, think a press conference, but for the people. So you can just sit down and watch them stream live, and they'll, show the game off and show you all kinds of stuff about what you can do.
Is it just Animal Crossing, or are they going to show you other Nintendo stuff?
I think it's just Animal Crossing. So, you know what, though, Nikki? They'd love for you to tune in and you can find out for yourself.
They want us to find out. I only played Animal Crossing on my phone.
Really?
Because remember Nintendo came out with that one?
Yeah.
I think it actually does better on a handheld, like a Switch or something.
I agree with you.
Because I know a lot of people got hooked like during the DS time.
Yeah.
So I'd be tempted to try it there instead of my phone again.
Well, I can tell you that one of my roommates, as I said, high achieving, intelligent, driven. When that game hit 3DS, they were just like, I don't even know what day it is. I don't know what's going on.
Is this the same one that got lost in Stardew Valley, though?
Maybe.
They all kind of have the same style to them.
They definitely do. Stardew Valley doesn't run on a real-time clock, but Animal Crossing, it's a thing. Nikki, I think that you are a perfect candidate.
I should fall into that trap.
Or shouldn't.
I haven't
depending on how you want to look at it.
Well, no, they expect me to. Like, right. I think I am what they would look at as being someone who would love
Nikki,
the game.
It's a lot of cute little animals that you get to live on an island with.
I love the style of it. I mean, I've played, but just didn't grab me yet. But we'll see. Maybe the new one will.
Could be big.
Worst of the Riot. Radio U.
Joining us here for our Ask the Doctors segment.
Hello, everybody. The doctors are in.
A health bulletin from Dr. Nikki.
Heaven help you if you ever go to your doctor and be like, but I heard these two people on the radio say, and it's us.
I'm just telling you right now, if you're getting any health advice from us at all,
oh, no.
You are...
We're worse than if you just ask Google.
You're
worse.
In so much trouble.
Now, wait, maybe we are in on this stuff, though. Maybe we do know a little bit.
Oh.
How can we say before we even know?
Okay, Nikki, here we go. Are you familiar with dry fasting?
Dry fasting? Is that where you just don't eat the food, but you can have liquids?
Oh, no.
Is it the other way?
No water.
No water?
You're not supposed to drink water.
Ooh, during fasting hours?
They say that you can consume, oh gosh, it's so pretentious.
It sounds a little dangerous.
Ready? You can have living water.
What's that mean, like air?
Juice from fruit.
Oh.
You can have fruit juice.
Well, what's wrong with water then?
Oh, okay, well, you know what? I will tell you this right now. They say that it clears up your skin, it improves digestion, and it helps your organs rest.
Yeah, that's water.
And fight inflammation. So, well, here's the thing that's interesting about it is like a couple of years ago, I did a diet / plan or whatever. And that included was a 12-hour window. Was it 12 hours or whatever? You're not allowed to have any water. No water. You were allowed to have wine, but you were not allowed to have water. And I was like...
Are you sure they didn't mean like you were allowed to whine about it?
No.
But not have anything?
You were allowed to have wine.
Well, is that just so to set your body to so it stops doing something?
Yes. The idea is that your body would then, instead of trying to digest or push on whatever you have, it would set to detoxing your like what you already have inside your body instead of just working on things to push through your body. And that was their answer.
So is that a new thing now? Or
it seems to be the hotness. I will tell you that the plan that I did for a couple of months, this was like a new version of it. And the person I talked to that had done the old one, when I told them about the water thing, they were like, what are you talking about? Like, that was never in there. And it was like, yeah, no water now. And they were just like, wow, I don't know. And so I did that. And I will tell you, like, at first, I definitely lost weight. But a lot
because you carry a lot of water weight, you don't realize it.
You absolutely do. But then what started to happen is after 30 days of that, that's when all of a sudden I had all of these problems that I had never had before.
Merge?
Yeah, like all these different issues. And it was weird how they went away when I went back to drinking water as I wanted to.
Well, you can do normal fasting, like intermittent fasting and stuff. That's normal, and you're allowed to have water. You're encouraged to have water during those times, but you just don't eat.
Yeah, well, they're saying that what you should, it's going to just change your life.
Well, it'll do something.
So,
and everybody's different. So, like, your body might do great on this, and then someone else's body might just be wrecked by it.
I can just tell you that I'm at my best when I drink. Turn
your volume thing. You just hit the button. Hit the volume.
Wait, no, but okay, it's not my phone. It's my laptop.
Yeah, just turn your laptop volume.
How do you turn the volume on a laptop down?
You can figure it out.
I need to get my grandkids in here to show me how this laptop works.
Let's get you a cup of water, and we'll just work.
I haven't had water in 12 hours.
And
I'm losing it.
You like water, so that must have been hard.
Oh, it was rough. No water. At first, it was rough. You got used to it. And then it was like, why is this happening? And why is this happening? And why is this happening? And after a while, I was like, who says drink wine and not water? This is insane.
Give me some water.
Give me a glass of water.
So that's dry fasting, which is now super popular.
Well, with some people.
Others don't.
I wasn't tough enough to take it.
Thanks for listening to the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Oh, no! I missed it! Do it again!
You can hear us live every day on the RadioU network through the RadioU app or at riot.radiou.com.
And this guy's living a fried chicken nightmare right now.